All right, there we go. A little bit off center there. What's up, everybody? BB Haley Deegan got hung out yesterday to drive. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I couldn't believe Riley Herbst didn't push her. Like, I think the move there would have been, if you're a Ford teammate, go ahead and push her out front and then try to pass her. I think that would have been the smarter move. But I feel like not pushing her there, he sort of cost himself a chance to win there. But yeah, crazy finish to that one altogether. But a 12th place for Haley, so I mean nothing to be upset about. But yeah, definitely had a good run going. Clock was up. So yeah, let me run through all the stuff. We do have a poll question up. These are the DK, the DraftKings odds. Blaney at 850, Keselowski at 1,000, Byron at 1,200, and Logano at 900. Who do you think wins out of those four? Those are the four favorites on DraftKings. So that is the poll question. And of course, you got to play the Eric Church song today, in between the lanes. And what's up, Block? In between the lanes, saying you got to play the Eric Church song today, Talladega. So yeah, make sure you play that one if you're into that. But let's look at the starting lineup, because we do have something to talk about with the last place starting car, 100% for sure. So Michael McDowell obviously gets the pole. His Penske Alliance teammate Austin Cindric in second place there. Third place Todd Gilliland. So front row looking strong. And of course, we know what Austin Cindric can do at these super speedways. RCR, not only fast in the Xfinity Series at super speedways, but as they've always been throughout the history of RCR, fast at a super speedway here, with fourth and fifth with Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon. Do one of those guys punch it in today? Martin Truex, the first Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing there in sixth. Joey Logano, seventh. Also part of the Penske group there. So Penske got quite a few here in the top 10. Christopher Bell in 10th, Chase Elliott in ninth, and Chris Buescher in eighth, rounding out your top 10. So good mix of manufacturers in there. But the Blue Ovals taking the top three spots. So a lot of people optimistic that they will get it done here today and finally get that first win of the season. The rest of your starting lineup is going to be Ryan Preece, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Bubba Wallace, and Ty Gibbs, 15th. And then you got their Harrison Burton, Shane Van Gisbergen, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Hemrick, John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Anthony Alfredo, and Daniel Suarez. The rest of your top 25. Then we've got Chase Briscoe, Justin Haley, Eric Jones, Josh Berry, Zane Smith, Corey LaJoy, Ross Chastain, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Cody Ware making his return in 34th place. Carson Hocevar, 35th, and Noah Gregson, 36th. BJ McLeod, get loud for McLeod gang, is in 37th and starting dead last because of unapproved adjustments. Looked like they were trying to bump the side. What are those things called? The air deflectors or whatever they're called. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. Anyway, they were trying to bump them, make an unapproved adjustment. They will have to do a pass through at the beginning of the race. But Kyle Larson rolling off 38th here, as soon as starting last, he's going to have to make a pass through as soon as the race starts. So he is most assuredly going to be at least one lap down to start this race. So that is going to be something interesting to watch. If you grab that link there that I just dropped, you can go through these paint schemes. But Ross Chastain here with the Jockey Outdoors has the big fishing scene mural on the side of his car. A lot of people were stoked about that one. The number 2, Austin Cindric Menard's car. We've seen that one before. Austin Dillon, the Bass Pro, and Menard's cars always look good in my opinion. Same thing here with the Bass Pro Shops tracker for Austin Dillon. Those cars always look good. Overstock doing double duty here today, I think, on the 4 car. I think they're also on the 14 car, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe another car. But yeah, the Overstock car with that ruby red looking good. Hendrick cars, we know what that looks like. Castrol always bringing the fire to the table there with the number 6 car. Gainbridge, I do like those colors. Cheddar is always a good looking car. The Napa scheme this year looks really good. Yeah, there's the other Overstock car. It's on the number 10 of Noah Gregson. Denny Hamlin with the number 11, a sharp looking scheme for this season, but not anything that we haven't seen before. Number 12, Wabash. I think this might be their first race of the season on the Ryan Blaney car. That looks pretty good. Mahindra, we've seen that before. Sticking with the dirt scheme there at the bottom there. The Jacobs car looks good. They got the red 15 on it for this one. The Wendy's car, number 16, SVG. That Wendy's car is looking really good. They had the Frosty car yesterday. This looks like the Wendy's are pushing the fries here on this one. Good looking scheme there. Giving McDonald's a run for their money on the fry schemes there. Maybe that should be the poll question. Which had the better fry scheme, McDonald's or Wendy's? Fastenal, always a Fastenal, I should say, always a good scheme there. Let's see. For the 17 of Chris Busher, number 9, another Bass Pro. Like I said, they always do a good job, but this is Martin Trix Jr.'s version of the Bass Pro. They've never had a bad one. That Christopher Bell Mobile One car always looks good. So good to see that one. Wood Brothers Classic, Joey Logano, his classic shell scheme, or most recent classic now that they got rid of the scallops or whatever. The Lidos car, I always like the Lidos car for Bubba Wallace. A good combination of colors there. The Liberty Flame scheme, that's a classic. Krykel, they always go with a lot of bright colors. The Loves car, generator for the 38 of Todd Gilliland. The 41 car, I think we've seen this one before, but United Rentals always, I do like this one this season, that they've put a little bit of orange in the United Rentals car. I do like that. Advent Health, we've seen that one before. Family Dollar, this is the good Family Dollar scheme where they go with the red and the black here. I like that one quite a bit. And then the one that a lot of people were talking about, the number 45 Jordan brand car for Tyler Reddick. Really good looking paint scheme. Thomas Bagels, that's a pretty fire scheme for old Ricky Stenhouse Jr. there. Ally always doing a good job with the purple. Oh man, good looking scheme for Justin Haley. He's got the red, the orange, orangish yellow, I should say, and then the black there with the gold rims. I like it. I like it. Anything with gold rims, gold rim gang. Let's go. Grady Health Ford is the sponsor there, and the number 71 Focused Health for Zane Smith. A little orange and blue, complementary colors, and the 77, the yellow and black. So if you're into the Bumblebee schemes of the DeWalt gang from back in the day, that's a good one. And then probably to date, Tootsie's has never had a bad paint scheme. I want to be clear about that. But to date, this is the best looking Tootsie scheme in the number 99 of Daniel Suarez. So that is an absolute banger right there. So let's go to the stats here real quick. So best average finish is going to be Ryan Blaney at 6.7. Then you got Anthony Alfredo not in the race, I don't think. Then you got Chandler Smith at 11.0. Chase Elliott. This is since so some of these only have one race. Like Chandler Smith only has one race there. Six races since 2021. The next guy with 6 races is going to be Chase Elliott at 11.5. William Byron at 12.3. Eric Jones at 13.3. Denny Hamlin at 13.7. Christopher Bell at 13.8. Todd Gilliland with 4 races here at 14.0. Brad Keselowski at 14.5. Michael McDowell at 14.5. And Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, and Kyle Busch are going to round out your top 10 of drivers average finish that have run basically at least 4 races or more. As far as wins go, I think we've had 6 different winners in this time frame, and they consist of Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney. So those are your previous winners. And who has the most top 5s in that time frame? It's going to be a tie between Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski. So is this the day? A lot of people are banking on it. Is this the day that Brad Keselowski breaks through and ends that 106 or 7 or however many races it is winless streak? Let's go to top 10s. Most top 10s is going to be Eric Jones and Ryan Blaney. So if you're into the betting who can get a top 10 for entertainment purposes only, just for fun, Eric Jones and Ryan Blaney are going to be statistically your best picks for that. Laps led, it's a super speedway. This doesn't really matter, but by far and away, Ryan Blaney has the field covered. The only man with over 100 laps led at 120 laps led is going to be Ryan Blaney. Denny Hamlin is in second with 88. Bubba Wallace, 74. Joey Logano 71, and Eric Almirola not in the race, but of course Noah Gragson in the 10 car at 70 laps led. So there you go. Those are your laps led. Like I said, on the super speedway, doesn't really matter a whole lot. But let's go to the power rankings from, of course, driveraverages.com is where I get these statistics from, by the way. Ryan Blaney is going to be your odds-on favorite at a 99. At a 92 is going to be Kevin Harvick, who's not in the race, but of course Josh Berry in that car. So SHR kind of skews to a really good percentage here. as well, if you factor all things in. Chase Elliott's actually going to be the next driver on the list at a 90. So Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, then you got William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones, and Kyle Busch. Those are going to be your top 5 on your power rankings there. And now let's go to the DK odds. Of course, Ryan, and that's the poll question. Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski are going to be your favorites. And since I posted that, they've changed. Brad Keselowski at plus 1,000 for Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, and then Ryan Blaney. The rest of your odds are going to be 1,200 for Byron, 1,200 for Denny Hamlin, 1,300 for Elliott, Larson 1,400, McDowell 1,700, 1,800 for Truex and Bubba Wallace, 2,000 for Ross Chastain, and 2,000 for Christopher Bell as well. Ty Gibbs 2,500, 2,500 for Todd Gilliland, 2,500 for Bowman, 2,800 for Busher, Jones, and Reddick, and Austin Dillon. Daniel Suarez at 3,000 with Austin Cindric. Ricky Stenhouse, 3,500. Chase Briscoe, 5,000. 5,500 for Noah Gregson. 5,500 for Josh Berry. 5,500 for Corey LaJoy. And then you get into sort of the long shot territory. 6,500 for Priest and Haley. 8,000 for SVG, 8,000 for HB21 Harrison Burton. Hocevar is in that same mix as well. That might, if you're into long shots, Hocevar might not be a bad pick here. Harrison Burton's actually really good at super speedways when he can finish them too. So not bad on the long shots. Justin Haley at 6,500. Not a bad one either. And then the super long shots, if you just want to have some fun, Zane Smith at 10,000 with John Hunter Nemechek and Daniel Hemrick. All those are at 10,000. 15,000 for Alfredo. Oh, Alfredo is in the race. So Alfredo, if you want to take a waiver on him, he actually had a good statistical finish. I forgot he was in the race. Had a good race yesterday though, for sure. 25,000 for Cody Ware and 25,000. We're getting loud from a cloud if you want to take a waiver on that one. All right, so let's jump into what you guys want to talk about. And if you're into team props, the head-to-heads today are going to be Ty Gibbs versus Larson, William Byron versus Brad Keselowski, Christopher Bell versus Ty Gibbs. And if you want to just take that one, Ty Gibbs versus Kyle Larson. Statistically, Kyle Larson, they've got a ton of them this time, so I'm just going to skip the rest of them. But those are the main ones. Let's jump into what you guys want to talk about. And I will start it. I'll use for Super Max Verstappen. Yeah, there you go. Easiest money in the world is betting F1 right now. BB Haley Deegan got hung out to dry yesterday. She did for sure. I think I just talked about that not too long ago. But yeah, if I'm Riley Herbst, I'm gonna push a Ford teammate because I think if you're Riley Herbst, you could push her out to the lead, and then you could probably make a move to try to pass her, and that would have been your best chance to win that race. But he didn't see it that way, and he's sitting in that race car. I'm not downgrading anybody, but I didn't understand that move at all from either him trying to win the race or either him trying to help a Ford teammate. I thought, but they're young, they're learning how to draft, they'll figure it out. Cesar Baccarelli didn't want to push her either. She did good, says William Wagaman. Yeah, that 12th place is nothing to sneeze at for sure. What's up, BB? Wouldn't it be ironic if Larson's penalty helps them get a win? That would put people on fire, man. Whenever something, it doesn't even matter the driver. Whenever something like that happens, there's always people like it's rigged. Whenever something like that happens, so it's always funny when that stuff happens. But yeah, if that actually helped him win, that would be pretty funny. I only pick Kez for my brother, says Jenna Allison. Brad Keselowski. I know you're not a huge fan of him, but I know your brother was. But he's actually got a really statistically good chance here. So I hope he gets that win for your brother today for sure. I got my Talladega shirt on today. It says in between the lanes. Yeah, there you go. Wear your Talladega gear. Fire up that Eric Church, and let's go. A little Eric Church in Alabama as far as music goes. And what's the other one? Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama. Hey y'all from North Idaho, says Cassandra Keller. What's up, Cassandra? What's up, North Idaho? Let's see. 8 ball all the way. Rowdy fan there, says Gina. Jenna, a very smooth, good day for grief. A very smooth day, good grief, says William Wagaman. Good to see Ryan C grab 100K. That was awesome. That was pretty awesome. Always good to see the underdogs take it home there. Gilliland will be a front runner today, says Perry Earl. I agree with you. SVG is going to take the team out to Wendy's after the race today, says in between the lanes for sure. Maybe on Earth 2, Jesse Love doing burnouts on Earth 2. Sheldon Creed saw it. and did donuts with him too. Yeah, so good. I'm glad you brought that up, OJ. Uh, Sheldon Creed claiming that RCR's equipment was not nearly as good as Joe Gibbs Racing's equipment, and that's why he couldn't win in the two car. I like Sheldon Creed, but that was one of the most ridiculous things that has ever been said. And I understand there was bad blood when he was leaving there, but saying RCR's equipment in the Xfinity series was not winning equipment. Come on, Sheldon. But I do think Sheldon gets a win at some point this season with the Joe Gibbs Racing equipment. So there you go. Roof rails. Thank you, Jenna. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Roof rails. So yeah, there you go. I call them shark fins because I'm so used to IMSA stuff, but they're not really shark fins because the shark fin is different. But yeah, roof rails. That's what we call them in the Cup Series. Cassandra Keller, hi, Mark, Jenna, and one wise guy. BB, will Larson get a big points penalty maybe on Tuesday? I don't think they're going to get any type of points penalty. Just the drive through. That's going to be all there is to it. Jesse Love will be on door bumper clear tomorrow. That's pretty cool. It'll be good to hear from Jesse Love, no doubt. Hello, Miss North Idaho, says Gina. Do you think Hendrick could bring all four cars down with Larson? Could be a risk, but maybe keep him on the lead lap. All but Bowman have a win, says Cody. Oh, I don't think they'll do all that. I think they'll just wait for the first stage caution and hope that he is the only car a lap down by then, or the highest placed car a lap down by then. The key is going to be not going 2 laps down. If they can somehow manage not to go 2 laps down, that'll be the move there. The overstock colors remind me of the Tony Stewart Old Spice car. Yeah, they do. I got you, Glock. I'm with you on that one for sure. BB over under on Wendy's commercials today plus 15. I would say that's a good question. I've never gauged exactly how many of each commercial. I would say we see at least 10. So I'll take the under. I'll take the under on that, OJ. But it's going to be daggum close. That's a good odd to set odds you've set there. Kyle Busch is going to take the family out to Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen after the race today. No doubt about it. I still need to go to a Cheddar's. I've never been to one. They took down the scoring pylon at Talladega because they can't find light bulbs no more, says Dennis Gillespie. Yeah, Denny Hamlin is up in arms about that. He's upset that that it's gone. I think they easily could have replaced it with an LED, but they just wanted to. I don't know. I feel like they just kind of got lazy with it and just put it up on the big screen. So I don't know. To me, I mean, it sucks because it's traditional that it was always up there, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I care about it. I almost said give a crap about it. It's not. uh, Is it going to stop me from going to the racetrack? If somebody hadn't said anything, would I have even noticed it today? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like you can use the teleprompter, but as far as I don't know. I don't even know why that's a controversy. Uh Kind of sucks that it's gone, but like it's not a big deal at the end of the day. Life goes on. If there's enough outrage, they'll probably put another one back up there though. So I don't know. I'll tell you one that's really cool though. As far as scoring pylons go, probably the coolest one I've ever seen is Indianapolis. Indianapolis is fully LED on their scoring tower, so that's probably the coolest one. If they replace it, that's what they need to replace it with. Go back to that style. Just copy Indianapolis because that's the coolest one in the sport. Because when it goes green, the whole thing turns green, and then it shows you your running order. When it goes yellow, the whole thing turns yellow. It's really cool. If you've never paid attention to it, it's one of the coolest things as far as scoring pylons go. Enough scoring pylon talk. BB, what driver needs to step it up today and stop running like garbage? Says OJ and toothpaste. Austin Dillon's been trending well. Austin Cindric could get another good finish. I don't know. I'd have to look at points. Ryan Preece needs a good run. Zane Smith needs a good run. So I would probably say Zane Smith. I think Zane Smith is last in points of all the drivers that have competed in all the races this season. And Noah Gragson needs a good finish just because of that points penalty they had. So those would be among the off the top of my head guys that I think could have a better season than they're having, but luck and whatnot also play a factor in that. Gina Allison saying Harrison Burton needs to step it up. So Harrison Burton would be another one. I didn't even think of him. But yeah, for sure, Harrison Burton needs a good finish. And this is the type of track also that Corey LaJoie could upset the entire playoffs. Corey LaJoie is a master at super speedways. So Corey LaJoie could really upset the process here today too if he can get up there. Because I forget, was it 1 or 2 years ago where he almost won Talladega? So don't sleep on him either. BB, have you ever been to Talladega? I have not been to Talladega. I was actually thinking about going this year, but then South Austin decided to have races back to back for like the first time ever, and so I couldn't go this weekend. I guess 487 cautions today, says Gina. That might be accurate. It was kind of feeling that way at the end of the Xfinity Series race. I hope they get it in, says Jackson. Yeah, got a little bit of rain right now, but it should be moving out as we approach. It should be actually moved out now, according to the radar I had. Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach is today for IndyCar, same time as the Cup race. Yeah, I wish they wouldn't run them at the same time. That's kind of a bummer. Bring Pupsy, bring Beppis and Budweiser cars back to super speedways. That would be cool. I don't know why Pepsi got out of the sport. Kind of odd. I'm picking the 51 and the 22, says Jackson. The sounds of BB like the retro mic. Yeah, it's supposed to do like a weird thing when you go like back and forth. This is the old Elvis Presley style mic, so I don't know if it did it there. But there's some channels that talk about how that's supposed to work. I don't know. Long Beach Grand Prix. Yeah, Long Beach is the spot where Indy is serving its cane today. Always a good race over there. Hamlin not on the pole, by the way, says Juan. How are you doing, BB? I'm doing good, Jackson. I hope you're doing good as well, my friend. Let's see, BB, do you listen? Are you going to the Logan Paul versus Mayweather fight in person? I will not be attending that one. I typically try to avoid scam fights, and so yeah, I won't be. Because the last time they got together, Floyd Mayweather held him up so he wouldn't like pass out from being knocked out. So I'm not into that. It's raining in North Carolina, says Jackson. It is. It is. F1 on Fox right now. F1A on Fox One right now. I think I still think it was crap the way Deegan got zero help at the end of yesterday's race. It was such BS. Yeah, man. I don't know everybody's rationale behind why they did that, but I feel like a lot of guys cost themselves a chance to win the race by not working with her for whatever reason. They didn't want to work with her. I can't find a rational reason as to why they wouldn't work with her, but to me, even if you don't think she's like really good at drafting or anything like that, push her to the front and pass her. That's your best chance of winning. Like I don't understand anybody's thought process there at the end of the race, not working with the 15 at all. But like I said, they were driving, they had their game plan. I just don't understand it personally. Jackson Robinson, Justin Haley. Justin Haley definitely needs a good run today as well. Rain ain't going to win today, is it? Says Chris. It looks like they're according to the radar, they're going to have plenty of time to get it dry. I got to start the Sunday pot roast, or won't be able to chat, but I am listening. That's all good. Glock. A pot roast sounds good today because it is kind of rainy and gloomy where we're at. Deegan didn't get up on the wheel on the last restart, says Chris. So maybe that's it, but I don't know. It's hard to call on races like that because you got to sometimes the move is to lay back. Sometimes you want to be attached to the two's bumper. I feel like she was pretty close to the two there at the very start of it, and then I felt like she tried to drag the brake to get help, and then Cesar Beccarelli went low when she drug the brake and didn't want to draft with her, and then Riley Herbst had the big run and he passed her instead of trying to push her to the front, which I think would have been their best chance. That would have been Ford's best chance if Riley had pushed her. They would have had a big run on Jesse Love. They even called it in the race. Like even the announcers of the race were like, "Oh, Riley Herbst is going to have a big run here with Haley Deegan. That could be a huge thing." But then he didn't go with her, so I don't understand. I don't understand what they were thinking there from the Ford camp at the end because Riley and Haley could have gone to the front. And like I said, if Riley doesn't think she's a really good drafter, that should make it just easier to pass her for the win. And Haley would have had a second or third there. But Riley Herbst he's won Xfinity Series races, so I'm not going to question his judgment. I'm just going to say I don't understand the move there, and it's all happening so fast. It's a super speedway, so it is what it is. Kyle Busch versus the world today, says Gina. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good chance for RCR. Everybody's talking about this is going to be a really good chance for Ford to win. I think it's going to be a really good chance for RCR to win today too. A lot of people sleep on how good RCR is at super speedways, and they also sleep on them on how good they are everywhere except short tracks as well. But definitely really good at super speedway. Snarky comment, Mr. BB. Your guy Ty Gibbs hasn't won yet, by the way, says Juan Camillo. my guy Ty Gibbs. That's funny because some people are like, you hate Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is your guy. So it's always funny how that skews. But yeah, I think Ty Gibbs is a really good race car driver, and I think he will eventually get a win this year as well. Same thing with Sheldon Creed. I think Sheldon Creed will get a win too. Number 6 for the win today says old home guy. BB's guy is Larson. Yeah, that's definitely like I pull for the two Kyles, RCR, and anybody in the 43 and 43 affiliated teams. So yeah, but yeah, Ty Gibbs, I think he's a really good race car driver. I was actually talking about him with our engine guy at the racetrack. We were always impressed with how hard he worked. Because when he first came into late models, he wasn't necessarily setting the world on fire, but you could tell that kid just worked and worked to get better and better. And don't get me wrong, he had plenty of resources, right? But he used those resources to get better. He didn't just squander those resources. So he's definitely, you can say what you want to about him, but he's definitely a hard worker. BB, is NASCAR fixed and rigged, like some may say, says OJ and Toothpaste. I don't think it's fixed. I think there's too much going on for it to be properly fixed. Now, the only way you could fix anything, they could like ignore things in tech, but that would be like the only way. But even then, you're still not going to guarantee somebody a win. So all the it's fixed. They rigged it so such and such would win. It's really hard to rig a race. Uh, KFB2, they all share the same first name. Yep, all the Kyles. Kyle Weatherman, Kyle Sieg, all of them. All of them. Kyle Dudley won at South Boston, so he's part of the Kyle gang too, in his fancy driver suit that looks like a suit and tie. Wilford J, if good guy too. He's a super nice guy. Raced us really clean. So good on him. We did not have a good day, so we're just gonna ignore the rest of the South Boston talk for the day. Hey BB, what's up? Says Wilford. What's up, Wilford? Good to see you on here. Rain is going to win today, says Ryan. I don't know. According to the radar, it might. I haven't looked at the radar recently, but it might. According to my radar, last I looked at it, I think that they've got plenty of time to get the track dry. This is John Lewis. What's up, John Lewis? Let's see. Heads will explode if Elliott wins again today. I don't know about that. I think everybody was actually kind of stoked that he actually won the race from where I was sitting. From my perspective, NASCAR is as real as pro wrestling, says Shaw. So also Shaw is part of the conspiracy theory gang. LOL. He put the LOL at the end of it. BB, what type of ear protection do you use when you go to the racetrack? Do you recommend the scanner at the track? Yeah, I think a lot of people use the scanner. I I don't use ear protection at the track because I usually have a headset on. The headset is the ear protection I use. But when I go to like Martinsville or anything like that, I just use the little foam inserts if I'm not using a headset or something like that to listen to the scanner. I got a shark fin on the Lexus, says Gina. So yeah, that's for sure. The Lexus lady with a shark fin. I haven't checked weather. Looks okay, says MB. It should be clear by race time. So yeah, that's the last I looked at it. There is a lot of rain in the area, and I think, but it's moving out. So it's going to be really close, but I think they should go green at the scheduled time, if I'm not mistaken. I thought Deegan would have finished better. 12th really, says Wilford or John. So yeah, I mean, but once you, I don't know, man. It was like the parting of the Red Sea. Wherever her car went, everybody else went the other way. So I don't know. It could be that it was Haley. They didn't want to work with Haley. It could be that they saw the yellow stripe on the bumper and they were like, "Rookie, we're not working with a rookie because it's the end of the race." You just never know in Xfinity. It could be the juvenile mindset of I don't want to get beat by the girl. You just never know what's going through somebody's head in that moment. The egotistical mindset, whatever you want to call it, you never know what's going through somebody's head. Like I said, some people, in my opinion, cost themselves the best chance of winning the race themselves by not working with her. So I don't know. That's just my take on it. It you see stuff like that all the time, though. So and not just with Haley Deegan. Like so, restrictor plate races are impossible to predict. BB, will Josh Berry win today? I don't know. I don't think Josh Berry. Super speedways are not his cup of tea. But maybe he's figured it out. Drivers using pylon during cautions, says MB. A surprise win would be epic, says one. Look, if he puts it together, no doubt it would be super cool. OJ re-upping. There is the fist bump, my friend. That might be the cleanest fist bump I've done in a while. So I appreciate you re-upping, my friend. 5 months strong. Hey, happy all race day, says Say Kyle. What's up, Say Kyle? Good to see you on here, my friend. BB, what's better? I already told him, Say Kyle, we're riding with Orlando here on the Bologna Burger Gang. Let's see, BB, what's better, Crystal Pepsi or Wild Cherry Pepsi? I'm gonna go with Wild Cherry Pepsi, although Crystal Pepsi got way too much hate. Just Food and Chase Elliott going back to back. He could. He's actually pretty good here. We read the stats earlier on. Rain means when Wallace gets the lead, they'll call the race, says old home guy. So yeah, Bubba Wallace addressed that himself. So he has addressed those comments as well. Damn near had a front row. Front row, says Walter Flair. They were close, man. They were close. So maybe one day, they'll be able to pull that off. Who do you predict as the last place finisher today? That's a good question. It's a super speedway, but if we're gonna go on just absolute speed, I'm gonna have to go with McLeod. But that being said, I hope I'm proved wrong. I hope we can get loud for McLeod today. I hope he gets a nice top 10 or something like that. I really want to see that team do good. I feel like he's just one of the good guys in the sport. Who do you predict as the? I just read that one. McDowell for the win. Yeah, Sha, I'm with you on that one. A lot of people are not talking about McDowell, so like he's one that could sneak in there and get the win too. They just don't want to work with a female while racing. That's a good question. I don't know. Like I do feel I can't speak for that level, but you do hear that from time to time. I don't want to get beat by the girl. From some of the younger guys at the short tracks where I'm working at sometimes. A Ford will. Oh, Darian, what's up, man? A Ford will win today. Also, watch out for the Rick Ware Racing cars. There you go. Got Rick Ware Racing. Like they got the alliance now, so they could be a team to watch for sure. I'm with you. I do think it will be a 4 day. So they're looking fast. Just hopefully they can punch that first win. So we'll see how that goes. And Mark saying what's up to Darian. Michael, I think a back marker will be strong today. Justin Haley's really good at these tracks. So as far as the Rick Ware Racing gang goes, I think Justin Haley is going to be the guy to watch. Does NASCAR ever allow a change to the brake package options if rain is around? I don't think so. I don't. That would be, man. That would be a big fix too. Like that would be that would take a little while to change that out. BB, do you like Happy Harvick's new podcast? I think he's done good so far. I like the fact that he's got people on there. It's not just him. He's got a good team. Mama Smith on there, really good, and then Caitlin Vincey. I think both of those were good additions. I think he's doing it in a really smart way there, getting some veterans in there. Gave you a shout out on Kenny Wallace channel. When highlighted Eric Estep says, Jake, I appreciate you, Jake. Kenny Wallace doing really good stuff right now. I noticed he's pumping out. He's becoming a content factory. Current weather at Talladega shows rain until 2, then sunny the rest of the day, says Camaro. So hopefully they'll get it done. Love the Kenny Wallace channel, says Gina. Yeah, he's doing a great job for sure. Showing 20% chance, and I know for a fact that he's a nice guy. So I'm always happy to see a nice guy doing well. He raced for Marcus Richmond, who's the guy that builds Craig's chassis, and they all talk about how he's funny and he's a nice guy too. So a 20% chance of rain until 3 p.m., then 0% the rest of the day. Radar looks like it's left Dega and heading toward Atlanta, looking good. Says Say Kyle. So hopefully they can get it done. I listen to MRN at the track, but that system needs money put in my opinion. Says Wilford, Pepsi Blue was awesome. Oh, Pepsi Blue. I couldn't get down with the Pepsi Blue. They had a blueberry Dr Pepper that was pretty good, but Pepsi Blue. I like the what was it they had at one time? They had one Pepsi at one time that I really liked, but I can't call it off the top of my head. Was it Pepsi with a lemon? Maybe they had a Pepsi lemon like in the late '90s that was really good. La Beast on YouTube brought back Crystal Pepsi. Oh, that's pretty awesome. I do remember it coming back, but I didn't know he was the one that spearheaded it there. Let's Go Magic. My kid has has randomly started singing the Magic song, and it makes me so happy, laughing my butt off. Says Say Kyle, all the SRX attention has the boys hating on Haley Deegan. Number 15 says Bumstead. Like I said, you never know. Like racing is all about confidence, and so there is a lot of ego to it. So you never know what could be the deal with why they didn't want to work with her. But I feel like some of those guys cost themselves a chance to win the race by not working with her. Rick Ware Racing might surprise today, says on home guy. Yeah, like you can never discount Justin Haley is just like Corey LaJoy. You never count him out at a restrictor plate track. I 100% agree with that. Who do you think would be most likely to get their first career Cup win today? Says Joe. Oh man, pick somebody. Like just pick somebody. It's hard to predict. It's hard to predict a super speedway. Spire Motorsports gets their first win today, the 71 and a 1-2-3 finish. Says OJ and Toothpaste. Hey, there you go. It could happen. Guy, girl, goat, dog. I don't want to be beat by anyone. Says Shaw. That's kind of where I stand. Like that's why I never understood that I don't want to get beat by the girl. I'm with you on that one, Shaw. I'm glad you brought that up. I don't want to get beat by anybody. So I wouldn't just not work with somebody. I would work with whoever I thought I had the best chance of winning with. And like, I don't know. That's why I just didn't understand the move at the end of the race there. But that's he's got Xfinity Series wins, so I'm not going to second guess him. I just didn't understand the move there. 12 wins today. He's awesome at Talladega. Says Bumstead. Yeah, Ryan Blaney, odds-on favorite, no doubt about it. What do you think about the Kyle Larson deal? Only being put a lap down. That's been the rule for as long as I can remember. So I think that's going to be the right call there. But obviously, like I'm a Kyle Larson fan, so whatever I say, people are going to be that's because you're biased. So obviously, I'm biased, but I feel like that's been the rule for the longest time. So it is what it is. Young Harvick was good in a Legends race, way awesome. Yeah, he's a good little race car driver for sure. Oh, Keelan. Knicks won game one versus the Sixers. Hurricanes beat the Islanders. Says in between the lanes. Brexton Bush won two this weekend. Yeah, old Brexton, he's gonna be tough too. Let's see, and Owen and Cash. I haven't heard much out of them, but I'm sure they're still doing their thing. I predict Team Penske car will win today. Corey LaJoy will finish in last place. Yeah, it could happen. I mean, it's Talladega, man. Anything. I'm not. It's Talladega, so I'm not going to say anything can't happen here for sure. BB is Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen better than Raising Cane's. I couldn't tell you one way or the other, OJ. I'll have to be totally honest with you. I've never been to either one of those, so I need to put those two on the list. I did see that Tennessee is getting an In-N-Out burger, so I'm going to In-N-Out burger as soon as they get one because that is a reasonably, not really reasonably, but that is close enough for me to go. It's closer than Texas. The last time when they get that one built, but before they built that one, the closest one to me was in Texas, and that is an unreasonable drive. But Tennessee is a somewhat reasonable drive. BB is Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen better than Raising Cane's. Just answer that one. I'm pulling for Harrison Burton to get his first win, and Wood Brothers 100th win today. Says Joe Tompkins. That would be like, yeah, I'm with you on that one, Joe. If the Wood Brothers can get their 100th win to improve infrastructure at the race, oh, that's hard to say. I would say fan. It depends on it's such a broad statement. Each track I feel like needs to do something different. Some tracks need to repave. Some tracks need to reconfigure. Some tracks need to add fan amenities. All tracks need to add Wi-Fi. But I feel like NASCAR has actually gotten better about the Wi-Fi. So fan amenities and stuff like that. Like everybody's comments, Kansas, like all the fan amenities should be like those tracks. That being said, once you get that down, you should focus on what can I do to this racetrack to make it better racing for the fans, and then worry about all the other stuff. Whether it be a repave or in some situations, don't pave it and let the track become seasoned. Like I said, it could just go either way depending on the track. Camaro 50, I think RCR is going to play the Ford spoiler. KFB gets his first win of the season. It definitely could happen. RCR is no slouch at super speedways. I bet Brett Griffin. I beat Brett Griffin to the finish line. I still declined to comment. Says in between the lanes. What do you think about the 777 team pulling one out today? I think they're just as capable as any team out there. I think you've seen solid improvement from them throughout the season. compared to previous seasons. So I think with Hocevar there, that has elevated that team to another level. I think Corey LaJoy is sort of your seasoned veteran there, and then Zane Smith at some point is going to put it together and figure it out and get it going. So I like everything that they're doing over there. Gina going with the 8 car for the win here today. BB, what's better to see in person, NFL, NBA, or an MLB game? Hmm, that's a good question. So I need to go to an NFL game. I haven't been to one. The Carolina Panthers are the closest one, and I really wanted to go to that game that they were letting fans in for like 50 cents or $1 or something crazy like that. But so I've got to rule out the NFL there. But as far as NBA or MLB, the Charlotte Hornets, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way. The Charlotte Hornets did a great job. It's one of the better stadiums. I used to have season tickets to them, and I'd get on the train and ride up there and then ride back after the games. The Charlotte Hornets do a great job, but if you go to the right MLB stadium, there are few, and even a minor league stadium in some cases, the Major League Baseball has the fan experience figured out probably better than any sport that I've ever seen. So even though baseball, in my opinion, is probably on TV the most boring thing to watch, when you're watching baseball live, the fan experience at a baseball game is almost unbeatable in all of sports. And like I said, I haven't been to a professional NFL game, but I have been to college. I've been to probably some of the better college. Like I've been to Virginia Tech to watch a college football game. I feel like that's one of the better places. So I've been to some of the better places you can watch college football games. Still, there's something that is so it's just like fun. It's almost like being at a carnival. And NASCAR used to have this in the mid 2000s. But it's like being at is In and Out better than Hardee's? Hardee's nowadays, yeah. Old school Hardee's, no. Hardee's nowadays because it's just Carl's Jr. Yeah, I would go with In and Out over them. Could you see the male drivers not work with a female driver and the Hardee's too? I mean, I think there are some people. I'm not going to say all of them, and probably not even the majority of them, but there's definitely some out there that don't want to get beat by the girl. It's an ego thing, and it's just one of those things in life. Florida Panthers versus Tampa Bay Lightning on ESPN right now. Go Bolts, says Camaro 50. Rowdy Bush and Victory Lane, always good to see, says in between the lanes. RCR is going to be strong. All for sure. Hey, BB, terrible weather today in NC. I know you got your rain tires on. LOL, for sure, for sure. I put the Crocs in sport mode so we don't have any slippage here. Can a cup car have 3 numbers like they once had? Says Jamie Schweitzer. I don't think they can because Corey LaJoy tried to run the 777 of Marty. Oh God, what was the guy's name? He wrote all them songs. Marty Robbins. It's old fashioned, I reckon, but he got pushed back on that 777. It's old fashioned, I reckon. But a guy does not want to be beat by a girl, says Gina. That's for sure. I mean, it's 100% like an ego thing. I like what Shaw said earlier because that's the way I think about it too. I don't want to get beat by anybody. I'm not gonna make an exception for a girl. Like I don't want to get beat by anybody. Poll question is up. I forgot to mention that recently, but yeah, poll question: who wins? These are the DraftKings odds. Blaney at 850, Keselowski at 1,000, Byron at 1,200, and Logano at 900. Right now, Brad Keselowski winning at 41%. Of those four, you think he has the best chance of winning so far. I'm watching the Heat Celtics, says Jackson Robinson. Love the Baloney Man. What's up, Big Wheel, Hawaii? What's up, Hawaii? Aloha to Hawaii, I should say. The Kyle Busch Realtree Chevy RST that won Texas last week is available. Oh, appreciate you in between the lanes. I was looking for it all last week, and it's finally up for pre-order. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and tell you that's going to be the next one I jump on. That's I like that truck. I like that scheme. And it's cool that he won with it. I bet the 23 or the 12 to win today. That's a first for me, says Bumstead. Oh yeah, I mean, look, you can't sleep on 2311 here, and definitely not Bubba Wallace. I forgot where he's at on the power rankings for Talladega, but I know he's top 6 at least. BB, are you wearing your Austin Dillon shirt? I see, yep, and my Kyle Busch hat. So we're ready to go for RCR. What you can't see on camera are the I said Crocs, but I'm actually wearing my 43 flip flops with my Kyle Larson socks. So we are ready for action here today. As far as going to sports, don't count out your local minor league baseball team. for less money, but a great experience, says Bruce Garvey. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I feel like baseball has the fan experience figured out, probably better than any sport. Without question. I went to one NFL game, Jets Patriots, at MetLife. Almost beat Tom Brady, but ended up losing 24-17. Says in between the lanes. That's pretty cool, my man. Even though you were pulling the BD, not much difference. MLB is way. Oh yeah, okay, I got you. So you're talking about as far as TV coverage goes. I got you. Yeah, but in person though, MLB is a good time. The infield in the '80s was a constant party on top of the bus. Says Bum. Oh yeah. As far as like infield experience, now that's a different story. It depends on the infield and what racetrack you're at. But yeah, the infield is a whole different animal. Typically, when you go to the infield, you're not going to see a lot of the race, so you're there for a good time. You're not there necessarily to keep up with every aspect of the race. Although you can go find a group that has a TV there and watch. You can attend the race in person and watch it on TV while it's going on around you. Which is it sounds crazy, but it's actually a cool thing to do. Michael Bumgarner won the Hickory Late Model race last night. Congrats to him. I did. I for who won the. I forgot who won the Cars Tour race, but there was a big wreck in the Cars Tour race between Connor Zilich and Bobby McCarty. But they worked it out like gentlemen. They had a conversation. Marcus Richmond, the peacemaker there. I'm going back and forth between NBA and NHL playoffs. Says in between the lanes. BB, will someone pull a Kevin LePage leaving pit road today? Says I hope nobody pulls the Kevin LePage again. The ARCA race was boring, says Jackson. I saw two sides of that. Some people thought it was the most boring thing they ever saw. Some people loved it. So I don't know. I didn't get to see it. I was at South Boston. There's nothing like a college football game, especially with the SEC. It's like a religion, incredible atmosphere. I'd rank it number one are the Gators in the Swamp. Number two is a Magic game. Number three is a Bucks game. I don't watch MLB. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I need to go watch and I would say Virginia Tech is would be right up there with the SEC. But I want to go watch the biggest cocktail party or something like that. I want to go watch one of those games. I think it's like Ole Miss and somebody, maybe Georgia. So I want to go watch that. I want to go watch a game at Neyland Stadium. I want to go watch a Tennessee game. So yeah, there's definitely certain college football games that are different. There's a different atmosphere. That's what I'm saying. But a general by and large rule of thumb, MLB best fan experience. I would say college football is actually probably the second best fan experience. It's if you want to go best overall ever fan experience, probably that I've ever enjoyed, it would probably be a tie between Duke basketball, Cameron Indoor Stadium live. I saw a Duke UNC game. Uh, and then I saw a Major League Baseball game at Fenway between the Yankees and the Red Sox. By far, the two and given the two teams, that's part of it, right? So, but those by far were the best in game experiences at the stadium type of experiences. So I'd have to say those are the best I've experienced in my life. Um, followed very closely by any race at Daytona, just because I'm such a NASCAR fan, and that's where it all started. So Daytona is just a special race to me. Even the 24-hour race there, I thought was amazing. Gina going with Rowdy for the win here. I'll be watching the 38 for laps led. Says one wise guy. Definitely could. Elite, what's up, my man? Sub BB sucks that Larson got to do the pass through to start the race, but I think he'll be fine. Yeah, hopefully he can only go one lap down and he'll make it to the stage. I think we're gonna go at least 5 or 6. Would be my guess. NASCAR live in person made my feelings fall out of my molars, says Gina. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of good and bad vibrations at a NASCAR race for sure. My vote is for best infield is Watkins Glen. I definitely want to go to Watkins Glen. I've heard that too, Bruce. Meet the same people year after year. Yeah, I definitely want to go to I want to go to a Watkins Glen race. I hear a lot of people talk about that one. NHL games are fun in person. NHL is fun. I have seen a Hurricanes game. But I need to go to a different atmosphere. Hurricanes do a great job with their stuff. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. There's people that have had NHL teams and have built a culture for a really long period of time that have a much different, better experience, like Philadelphia Flyers game or something like that. I think would be fun to watch. BB, will the Blue Devils win the championship next year? Fingers crossed. I hope so. We just reloaded, so hopefully hopefully we get one done. I hate to see old Flip leave, but we got another batch of good guys coming in. World's largest outdoor cocktail party is Georgia versus Florida in Jacksonville. So I had Georgia in there. I was wrong about Ole Miss. Georgia versus Florida in Jacksonville. So say Kyle, Seahawks and Mariners had live in person was cool, but NASCAR was off the hook. Says Gina. So for sure, and it might just be the fact that I've been to so many races. It's hard for me to. I don't know. It's like breathing at this point. I'm at the racetrack, so I miss a lot of regular how regular people view racing just because I'm there I feel like I never leave the racetrack. Pro wrestling. Oh yeah. Like WWE on the high side for sure, my friend. Yeah, WWE was the bomb. And back in the day, WCW, I went to a WCW event when Goldberg was still doing the Who's Next streak. That was something to behold. But yeah, WWE, a great experience. Good point there on the high side. They get often overlooked, but yeah, that is one of the best experiences for sure. Coors Field is a good place to watch an MLB game. Says Mark Barnum. I have went to one race to Arlington in spring of 2023 with the JL Kids crew, and I had a JI Kids crew. I had a blast. I'm planning on going to my home track, Hickory, this year, and going to NASCAR next year. I see you there, Brent Cruz. Says Jackson Robinson. So Jackson gonna make his Hickory debut as a fan. That's pretty cool. Hickory's a good track. You'll enjoy the racing on that track. Poll question suggestion: who will see their first 2024 win? Blaney, Logano, Bush, or Keselowski? That is a good poll question for sure. But I'm just going to leave this one up. We might do that one. We might do that one for the post race. Can you explain your name? Yeah. So at the local short tracks where I'm at, Orange County, South Boston, and Ace Speedway, sort of like the Martinsville hot dog is the famous food at Martinsville. The bologna burger was the famous sandwich there. So that's where the name came from. Nothing more in depth than that, really. Just track food. Brent Cruz won the Cars Tour race. Brent Cruz, I got you at Orange County. So yeah, after the big pile up, Brent Cruz comes away with the win. Congratulations to him. I think he's driving the number 29 car, if I'm not mistaken. Elite NASCAR fandom video was an absolute banger, my guy. I need to check that one out for sure. So yeah, I am one behind on Elite's videos, and I'm one behind on Darian's videos as well. I need to catch up on both of those. I was born a gearhead, says Gina. I think a lot of people were, so for sure. Over 50 watching, but only 40 likes. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Yes, if you want to hit the thumbs up button, it would be much appreciated. BB heard the CW will cover Xfinity with the last 10 races, and Stephen A. Smith will be in the booth. I don't know about Stephen A. Smith, but Xfinity is definitely going to be covering the last 10. I'm sorry, the WB will be not the WB, the CW. It used to be the WB. The CW will be covering the last 10 races. Keselowski's first win will come today, says Gina. I think a lot of people are pulling for and thinking that that's going to happen. So we'll have to see. I cannot predict super speedways to save my soul. So I'm backing out on this one. Can we bring back the smell of the old racing gas? You still got it at short tracks. Still have that same smell at short tracks, but yeah, it's definitely a unique smell. Some people love it, some people hate it. But Rowdy Nation is in the house, says Gina. What races are you going to, BB? Well, for sure, the last Martinsville race, and I'm hoping to get another Southern 500, a Darlington race in this season as well. So those are the two on the radar, and maybe the Talladega race, the next Talladega race this season as well. Those are the ones on the radar, but nothing official other than I'll almost 100% will be at the next Martinsville race, God willing. So do you think the manufacturers are trying to outsmart each other on pit road all the time? All the time. Every single super speedway race since they've started working together. Michael Waltrip for the CW booth. I love your channel, and Eric Estep's channel, says Jackson. Yeah, Eric is without a doubt one of the hardest workers in the game. He's got a great channel, and I appreciate you just even mentioning me in the same comments. So I appreciate it. I tell you what else though. On the high side has a pretty good channel. So does Elite Precision, and of course Darian. He's got a great channel as well. So check them out if you're not familiar with them. I'd love to see RCR, the black number 3, back in Victory Lane at Talladega once again. Says Grizz. I mean, I think that would be super cool. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Austin Dillon is going to run the Bass Pro Shops Gold car. The only difference is his number is slid forward and it's white. But other than that, it looks the exact same as the Dale Senior one. And the one that Dale Jr. has run occasionally in the Cars Tour. I'm going to be camping in Dover. Have you ever been there? Nope, but Dover is definitely on the list, on the high side for sure. I definitely need to check that one out. Dover has always been on my list. It's one of my favorite tracks because even though Jimmy Johnson dominated it, I feel like it's one of the harder tracks to win at, and I feel like it's just a slightly longer version of Bristol. So stuff happens there so fast. So yeah, I definitely Dover is on my list. That year that I got rained out and they ran on a Monday, I almost drove up there to watch Martin Truex Jr. win. But I just couldn't make it work time wise. Baseball is still the all American pastime. Nothing like a beer and a hot dog at a major league ballpark, or hearing the engines at the start of the Daytona 500. Says Big Wheel. I agree with you, my friend. I agree with you. Eric on the Kenny Wallace conversation. Eric was on the Kenny Wallace conversation. Says Mark Barnum. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. I need to go watch that one. I haven't seen that one yet. Like I said, I'm super like this week was a monster as far as racing goes. At South Boston, so I need to catch up on a lot of stuff. Okay, fall race at Talladega. I'm going to Atlanta maybe next year. Says Jackson, if I ever meet Eric, I'm just going to walk up and say, before you ask, I'm 5'7". Says say Kyle. Eric is every bit of 6'8" or 6'6". He's in between 6'6" and 6'8". Camaro with the super chat, my friend. There is the fist bump. I appreciate you, my dude. Check out Baloney Burger Discord today. Yeah, so we do have a Discord up if you want to check it out. Jackson Robbins saying, "Is that Black Flags Matter?" Yeah, so Black Flags Matter. I called it Darian's channel, but yeah, Black Flags Matter. Check out that. It's a low key Champions racetrack. Says on the high side for sure. And also, I want to go up there and see the Miles the Monster where he's got the car up in his hand. So I need to go check that out too. Yeah, Dover is actually on the list. Dover and Watkins Glen. As far as going up north, those are going to be the tracks. The first 2 tracks I hit if I go up north. Martin Truex Jr. and Ryan Truex are defending Dover winners. Says in between the lanes, saying rain in the next hour now. Says one wise guy. Oh man, I hope that's not the case. Hopefully they get the track dry and get it in. Did you predict a winner, BB? I did not predict a winner because it's super speedway. But you know what? Let's not be soft. Let's predict a winner. I'm going to go with Eric Jones. Like, you know what? Eric Jones or Kyle Busch. Those are my 2 that I'm picking for the win today. I feel like you could go with any of the statistical favorites, and that would be the smart move. But it's Talladega, so I like picking a wild card. So I'm going with Eric Jones and Kyle Busch for the win today. I'm wearing the T-shirt, so I'm gonna throw Austin Dillon in there too. So those are going to be my picks to win. If either 3 of those hit, I'm going to feel like I had a good day. I met Eric at Darlington. Eric's a super nice guy. I've met him before as well. Gina saying Rowdy for the win. Miles scared the crap out of me as a kid. Says on the high side. Yeah, I can't even imagine how big it is. I forgot who it was, but some is either NASCAR pre-race or some YouTuber went up. You can actually walk up into Miles the Monster, and they showed how they do all that stuff. So that was pretty cool too. Do you follow 410 sprint car racing? Says Jake McVeigh. No, I tell you what, I don't. But I was talking to the engine builder for Craig at the racetrack, and I was telling him, I was like, 2 things I need to actually get done this year. I need to go to a drag race. I want to go to a drag race, and I also need to go to a dirt race because I've been to a dirt race before, but I haven't been to a dirt race since I've been like old enough to really remember it. So I went when I was so young, so I have been to a dirt race, but I need to go to another dirt race and experience that again. So yeah, those are definitely on the agenda. BB, will you be watching the race at Buffalo Wild Wings today? I will not be watching the race at Buffalo Wild Wings today, although that is a good place to watch the race. I'm going to be enjoying a shrimp cocktail somewhere else watching the race. How about Iceberg? I've watched his post. Dude, the Iceberg is awesome. So basically, Danny B, Iceberg, everybody from the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. I never mentioned them because I feel like they've got a ton of followers, but all those guys are awesome. All those guys are really good guys. So definitely check them out. They all do really great stuff with their channel. Yeah, Iceberg is really good. I mean, and if we're going as far as that goes, like Slap Shoes is good too. I mean, you guys know the main guys. So yeah, all those guys are really good. Happy race day, y'all, says Gina. I like that Jones boy pick, says one wise guy. I do too. I feel like he's one that's being slept. I feel like Michael McDowell got the pole, so he's not being slept on as much. But Michael McDowell's getting slept on. Eric Jones is getting slept on. Justin Haley's getting slept on, and Corey LaJoy is getting slept on. So is Carson Hocevar. So I feel like those are the ones that people are probably asleep on. All three of Deegan's micro cars were in the top 10 at Millbridge this week. Chase won, says Mark Barnum. So Millbridge might be the dirt track I need to go to because I feel like they do a lot of good stuff over there. I like you don't say bad language, says Jackson Robinson. I do my best. I do my best. Sometimes I mess up and sometimes I say it myself, but I try to keep it clean on here. Commercials are back to back now with no option to skip. Yeah, yeah. And they're not. They used to give me the option to block them, but they're not giving me. It used to be a thing that popped up in the corner where I could block them. They don't give me that anymore. Nice shrimp cocktail. BB says in between the lanes. Yes, it's shrimp cocktail or chicken wings is always a go to for watch or live streaming podcasts, I should say. You the Baloney Man is really good or really good. Says Big Wheel Hawaii. I appreciate you, Big Wheel. Update NASCAR officials have decided, in addition to having Kyle Larson start at the tail of the field, he has to do a pass-through penalty after the green flag. They are also making him start the race in last place, says OJ and Toothpaste. Oh, in the parking lot outside of the track, says OJ and Toothpaste. So there you go. For whatever reason, people want Kyle Larson punished more than anybody else that has had the pretty much a similar infraction. So I don't get it. I guess the Kyle Larson I hate is ramping up because he's won too much. He's getting into Jimmy Johnson territory. I guess I don't know. Steve Easy, what's up, my man? Jones isn't even being spoke about, says one wise guy. Yeah, that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. He is really good at these tracks. What's the possibility that other events will start using UFLs in studio officials for the track penalties and stuff like that? Says Brickyard Brickhead. It's coming. It's a brave new world, so I feel like it's coming. We're all going to hate it at first, but then they're just going to make us get accustomed to it, and eventually you won't think about it. That's what they're trying to do, in my opinion. Speaking of Miles Dover, Miles Trophy, and Martinsville Clock, my two favorite trophies. Yeah, they got to be up there. I'm with you on that, Bruce Garvey. That Miles the Monster Trophy is right up there, and of course, iconic, the Grandfather Clock from Martinsville. Update: Ricky Bobby coming out of retirement to run the 5 car, says Gina. Justin Haley. Let's go. I'm glad you mentioned my pick, says Jackson. Yeah, he's definitely got to be in the running there. That was Black Flags Matter. He's on the Rick Ware Racing Gang too. Hopefully, Rowdy will actually have a good run today, says Steve Easy. Earth 2 Kyle Busch wins a race sponsored by the hemp-based product called Chicana 420 at Greenville Speedway. Says Jamie Schweitzer. That's a good Earth 2 pick and good Earth 2 reference. I like what you're doing there, Jamie. Let's see. What was the fives penalty for roof rails? They unapproved adjustment. Basically, they went through tech and somebody started bumping on the roof rails and they got caught. Looks like the track is dry at Dega on the race day broadcast. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully they got it dry and hopefully no more rain comes. Ricky Bobby, says Jackson Robinson, laughing at Ricky Bobby. Rowdy Nation. Rick Ware is fire, says Jackson. Miles the Monster. Eating race cars for breakfast, says in between the lanes. It looks like we've got to the end of it. So hope you all enjoy the race. Hope your driver does really good. But until then, I'll catch you on the live stream after the race. But yeah, till then, peace.